All right, so I'm ready to start printing. I have my 2 pieces of paper with my name on them and the technique that I'm working with. I have my tub here, and then I have my sheet next door so I can do some observing. You're going to find next to the sink containers of water that look like giant measuring things. You're going to fill that up, and then you're going to dump the water into your metal tray. You only need about half the tub full of water. Okay, only half of the tub is full of water. How much of the tub is full of water? Half of the tub. Okay, you don't need a lot, just enough because the paper is going to set on the surface. So just a tiny, tiny bit of water. Half of the tub is filled with water. My next step now is to think about colors. Can use the color wheel to help me think about what colors would go well together. I'm going to use some warm colors like red. So I take a piece of red chalk and my popsicle stick. I'm going to hold the chalk in my non-dominant hand. I'm left-handed, but I'll switch it for you guys because most of you are right-handed. So I'm going to hold the chalk in this hand, maybe by the end, or so that I'm pointing it down towards my water. I'm going to take my stick and I'm going to scrape the chalk so that it falls into the water. And I'm kind of moving that around to different places. So I'm just kind of scraping. You can sort of see how the edges are getting scraped off, and I'm just moving it around. It's really hard to see in the video, but the chalk starts to float on top of the water. So maybe I'll use a different one. Let's try another warm color like yellow. Well, this one you can see a little bit better coming off into the water. So I'm just scraping it kind of all over into my water. And then I'm going to add a little bit of black because I think that would look cool. So you can sort of see the chalk there. I don't want to touch the surface of the water. And grab me a piece of black chalk, and I'm going to scrape. Some of them are harder to scrape than others. The more chalk you scrape, the more pigment is going to show up on your chalk print. Okay, I think I'm good. So I can make any choices I want with these colors. So I'm going to do a little bit more of the red. Okay, I think I'm ready. So now I'm going to take my paper. I put my chalk back in. I take my piece of paper. I'm looking at my name and at the technique. And I'm going to just set gently. Think of putting the middle first and the sides. And I'm going to dance my fingers across the top of the paper. Shouldn't be all the way under. See how this top is still dry? And then I'm going to carefully peel it up. And there is my most amazing chalk print. Remember, my name is already on the back, and so now I'm going to set it in the place where wet papers go, which is the drying rack. Once it's in the drying rack, it's my partner's turn to print. I don't do anything to the water. I get to go just directly on top of here. Most of the chalk has already been picked up, so my partner's ready to do their first print. Then it goes back to me because at this center I have 2 prints that I'm making.